The bustling city of Kolkata, India, known for its vibrant culture and intellectual spirit, was shaken to its core by a horrific crime. The victim was a young trainee doctor. Her name was lost in the storm, her identity overshadowed by the brutality inflicted upon her. This wasn't just another statistic. This was a stark reminder of the dark underbelly of our society. Kolkata K.R.J. Medical College, a place meant for healing, became a crime scene. The hallowed halls of medicine stained with the blood of innocents. The nation watched, horrified, as the details unraveled, exposing a chilling tale of violence and apathy. Sanjay Rai, a name forever etched in infamy, was a trainee doctor at the prestigious institution. He, along with a group of accomplices, became the prime suspect. These weren't hardened criminals from the city's underbelly. They were individuals who had pledged an oath to protect life. The irony was as chilling as the crime itself. The victim, a young woman on the cusp of her medical career, was known for her dedication and compassion. She represented hope, a brighter future. Her life, so full of promise, was brutally cut short, leaving behind a void impossible to fill. The post-mortem report was a chilling testament to the savagery of the act. It painted a grim picture of the suffering inflicted. Every word, every detail served as a hammer blow to the conscience of a nation. The report spoke of unimaginable cruelty, of a life extinguished with a barbarity that defied comprehension. The details, too gruesome to recount here, were leaked to the press, sending shockwaves through the country. The public was left reeling, grappling with the sheer depravity of the act. This horrific crime echoed another that had shaken India to its core, the Nirbhaya case. The brutal gang rape and murder of a young woman in Delhi had ignited nationwide protests. The public outcry had forced the government to re-evaluate its laws and their enforcement. Yet, here they were, facing a chillingly similar tragedy. The promises of justice and reform after Nirbhaya seemed to have faded into empty rhetoric. The Kolkata case served as a grim reminder of the deep-rooted malaise afflicting Indian society. Section 5. The wheels of justice grind slowly. The legal system, often criticized for its glacial pace, seemed to move even slower in this case. Months turned into years, and the trial dragged on. Witnesses turned hostile. Evidence was allegedly tampered with. The families of the accused, using their influence, seemed to be working tirelessly to subvert the course of justice. The victim's family, meanwhile, was left to navigate the labyrinthine legal system, their hopes for justice dwindling with each passing day. The system that was supposed to protect them seemed to be failing them. Section 6. A night of terror. It was a night like any other in the bustling city. Students were studying late, residents were completing their rounds, and the city slept, oblivious to the horror unfolding within the walls of the medical college. The victim, working late as usual, was alone in one of the labs. What happened next is a horrifying testament to the darkness that can reside in the human heart. Sanjay Rai and his accomplices, emboldened by alcohol and a sense of impunity, subjected her to unimaginable cruelty. Her screams went unanswered. Her pleas for mercy fell on deaf ears. Section 7. Silence and outrage. The initial response to the crime was a deafening silence. The once bustling hallways of the college were eerily quiet, as if the very walls were holding their breath. The college administration, perhaps fearing damage to their reputation, seemed more interested in covering up the incident than seeking justice. Meetings were held behind closed doors, and whispers of a cover-up began to circulate among the students and faculty. The police, notorious for their apathy, were slow to react. Their indifference was palpable, and it seemed as though they were more concerned with maintaining the status quo than solving the crime. It was only when the media got wind of the story and the public outrage reached fever pitch that the wheels of justice began to turn, albeit slowly. News vans lined the streets, and reporters clamored for statements from anyone willing to speak. Protests erupted across the nation. People from all walks of life joined together, their voices rising in unison to demand accountability and justice. Students took to the streets, demanding justice for their fellow student. Their banners and chants echoed through the campus, a stark contrast to the earlier silence. The case became a lightning rod for discussions about women's safety and the urgent need for systemic change. Panels were organized and debates raged on about how to create a safer environment for everyone. Candlelight vigils were held in memory of the victim, and the community gathered to show their support. The tragedy had sparked a movement, one that would not be easily silenced. Section 8. The price of injustice. The failure to deliver swift and decisive justice in such cases comes at a heavy price. It erodes public trust in the legal system. It emboldens criminals. It sends a chilling message that such acts of barbarity will go unpunished. The long-term consequences are far-reaching, perpetuating a culture of fear and impunity. Women, especially those from marginalized communities, are left feeling vulnerable and unprotected. The promise of equality and justice rings hollow in a society where such crimes continue to occur with impunity. Section 9. A call for change. This section is dedicated to addressing the urgent need for transformation in our society. This isn't just a legal issue, it's a societal one. The problems we face are deeply rooted in our social fabric and require collective effort to resolve. We need to move beyond candlelight vigils and social media outrage. While these actions raise awareness, they are not enough. We need concrete action that leads to real change. We need stricter laws and swifter justice. Our legal system must be reformed to ensure that perpetrators are held accountable and justice is served promptly. We need to address the root causes of such violence, tackling issues like gender inequality. This means promoting equal opportunities and rights for all genders. We need to address the root causes of such violence, tackling issues like toxic masculinity. It's crucial to challenge and change harmful stereotypes and behaviors. We need to address the root causes of such violence, tackling issues like the normalization of violence against women. This requires a cultural shift in how we view and treat women. This requires a fundamental shift in attitudes and behaviors. We must engage in open and honest conversations about these issues and work together to find solutions. We need to educate our sons. Teaching boys about respect, consent, and equality from a young age is essential in preventing future violence. We need to empower our daughters. Providing girls with the tools and confidence to stand up for themselves and others is crucial. We need to create a society where women feel safe and respected, not feared and violated. This means building communities that support and protect women, ensuring their safety and dignity at all times. Section 10. Never Again. This chapter delves into the harrowing events that have shaken our society to its core. The Kolkata Medical College case, like the Nirbhaya case before it, should serve as a wake-up call. These incidents are not isolated. They are part of a disturbing pattern that demands our immediate attention and action. It's a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the ever-present threat of violence. Each crime scene, each piece of tape, tells a story of lives shattered and communities left in turmoil. It's a call to action for each and every one of us to stand up and demand a safer, more just society. We must channel our outrage into meaningful change, advocating for stronger laws and better protection for the vulnerable. We owe it to the victim and to countless others who have suffered similar fates to ensure that such horrors are never repeated. Their memories should not just be a source of sorrow, but a catalyst for transformation. Let their memories fuel our fight for justice, for equality, for a world where every woman can live without fear. We must come together, united in our resolve to create a society where safety and respect are fundamental rights. Let this be a turning point, a moment where we collectively decide that enough is enough and that we will no longer tolerate such atrocities. Let us vow, never again. Let this pledge be more than words. Let it be a commitment to action, to vigilance, and to the relentless pursuit of a better, safer world for all.